Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all doing really well. I wanted to create a bit of a highlights video of our honeymoon. I got married and my husband and I went to Greece to celebrate obviously the start of our marriage, and we spent 10 days in Greece. 10 days in Greece, and we island hopped. We started in Santorini, as you'll see from some of the clips. It was a beautiful start to our holiday. It was very hot, like extremely hot. You'll see me struggle in a few moments. But yeah, we really enjoyed it. It was very busy though, very, very, very busy, incredibly so. But it was still very nice and very picturesque. The room we stayed in at the hotel was stunning. It was very sort of minimal vibes. It sort of gave off really earthy tones, and I really liked that hotel. I think it was a vegan hotel as well. Our breakfast was vegan and very delicious, and the host was so sweet and so friendly. Yeah, it made us feel very welcomed. Oh, and it also had like its own private sort of swimming pool, plunge pool almost at the very top. So it was the only room that had it, so which is why we felt drawn to that particular property. But it was very nice. We enjoyed that in the evening because we only stayed in Santorini for a night, but we did enjoy it the night before and in the morning before we checked out. And we then went off to Milos. Oh, one thing I do want to say actually in Santorini is that one thing I noticed actually in all of Greece, first of all, just how bad like over tourism is affecting the country really. There's, especially in Santorini. So I think the day we were there were 4 cruise ships, 4 or 5 huge cruise ships. So you can imagine the impact of those people coming onto this really tiny island with, I don't know how many inhabitants it has. They've got like, I think 15,000. So you can imagine that it was probably close to that many people coming to that island on a single day. And just obviously rubbish everywhere. And yeah, it felt very like, obviously I wanted to see those areas. I've never been to Greece, and obviously Santorini is very romantic. It's where we had to do it, and I do see the appeal, but it was just very kind of eye-opening in terms of how the over tourism is really affecting our environment, and that country is really struggling for it. Because there was also another activity that I really just hated, the fact that people were sort of paying to do that, and it was cruel. It was donkey rides, and the heat was intense. Like I'm talking about, I think it was 32 degrees that day, full sun, no shade, blue skies, extreme heat. I got heat stroke of being out in the open for, I think it was half an hour. We tried to do a walk, which you'll see in a minute, and we ended up turning around and saying, no, I can't. So can you imagine these donkeys? Santorini's obviously up on cliffs, and it's very rocky. So the donkeys had to sort of climb all the way up to the main town, to Ia, which is the popular town where you go to watch the sunset. And it gets very busy, very, very busy. But anyway, you'd see them, and I started crying. I literally started full on crying because I couldn't believe how cruel that was to them. And like, who pays for that? Like, you can see the poor animals suffering. And just getting emotional right now just thinking about it again. But just, I hated seeing that. And one thing I always try and encourage in my blogs and try and make people aware. I couldn't film it actually because at first they were quite far away from where I was standing, and at first I thought they were, obviously it took me a while to register what was happening, and when I saw it I was just in so much shock. But I wish I had recorded it so you could see just the extent of how awful. There's heavy people on them. It's just absolutely not right. I'm so full on against all that. So yeah, that was not very nice to see, and yeah, very hard to digest that people find that's okay to do so. Like they were really struggling in the heat, the poor donkeys, and obviously the person leading them, the owner of these, of clearly profiting from their suffering, hitting them as they were so they wouldn't slow down or struggle, and just to keep going up the hill carrying these horrible tourists. It made me fume when I was seeing them. Anyway, I digress, but yes, please just be more mindful in all that stuff, and I hope you are against it as much as I am. I'll continue on too, because I can talk about it all day. We're in Santorini for our honeymoon. So exciting. We've just arrived and now we're going to be doing a 2-hour walk to Oya. I think that's what it's called. We're in Fira and there's just some stunning views, so not complaining, but it is very warm. It's like 30 degrees at the moment, but I'm okay. Got my sun hat, water, sun cream, so it's good. I'm enjoying it. So we're not doing the 2-hour walk anymore. Halfway through, well, not halfway through, half an hour through to the 2.5-hour walk, and I'm getting heat stroke, so I think we're just going to get the bus. So hopefully we'll catch the sunset, although you can catch it from anywhere from here. It's so beautiful. But yeah, we're still going to go into Oya, just a different way. But no, I'm having a really great time. We're having a really great time. We did that! We got married 2 days ago. Wow, breakfast at this place is incredible. And then we headed off to Milos, which was our favorite place and our favorite moment in the trip. I think our favorite island as well. I think because it was just the one where we did a lot in, and it had a lot to offer. So we stayed there 2 nights. We hired a car the first day. We did have a bit of a drama that day because we wanted to hire those really traditional, not traditional, but like those safari type ATVs, the 4x4 scooter type vehicles. And obviously we thought we were traveling in like shoulder season, but clearly it was still very, very busy. And when we went in the morning trying to find one of these scooters, ATVs, there wasn't any at all, any. And again, the ones where we did find a couple where they had ATVs available, again, they would charge absolutely insane amounts. And obviously they would only offer a minimum of say 2 days, when most people aren't staying 2 days and wouldn't want the ATV for 2 days. So the majority would only want it for a day. So obviously they get you in like that. So we just decided, no, we weren't going to pay for that much money for an ATV for a few hours. So we hired a car, which was again the cheapest option, absolutely cheap. And we got this really cute red car that really struggled in some of the hills, but I nicknamed her Rory, the racing car. Not sure if any of you ever watched that cartoon growing up, but there was a cartoon of a red racing car and it just reminded me of the car. And I was like, oh, we'll call her Rory, and it's the racing car because she did so well. And so it was very fun. We're now in Milos and we're just walking to our hotel here, and I think it's about a 20-minute walk, so hopefully it'll be a lot better than the walk we did yesterday in Santorini. But so far so good. Covered a few of the villages nearby. We went to Klima, which is beautifully picturesque fishing village, very colourful. We're just in Klima, a small fishing village. It's very colourful. Then went on to Plaka, and Plaka was at the top of a very big hill and had the most beautiful views of parts of the island, and very quiet, very, very picturesque. Everything was just so nice with its white architecture, blue domes and cobbled streets. Yeah, very, very pretty. And we then went to Polonia, which I'll show clips of here. We went swimming there. Oh, it was so beautiful, really enjoyed it. We went and had lunch as well, had the most amazing homemade lemonade. I'll still remember that delicious homemade lemonade. And then for sunsets, just before sunset, we found another swimming spot in one of the caves. And again, was so nice. We stayed there for a long time, laughing, and yeah, had a really, really great time there. That's where we just swam. And then went to another fishing village, which I think was still my favorite because it was just a lot smaller and felt cute, and the locals were just there on their balconies drinking, and I loved it. We're at Agios Konstantinos and it's another fishing village, a lot smaller than Klima, and so picturesque, so beautiful. Before going to Santorini, which is the famous moon-like beach. It's just very rocky, very beautiful white rocks, that when the sun sets, golden hour on those rocks is stunning. That you see it's just beautiful. So the photos, people went there for professional photos. Like we saw a couple of people or engagement photos being taken there. There was a fashion shoot that turned up all of a sudden.
Στην άκρη τα αφήνω, σε δίνω.
there were times when I'd be the only person. I was literally, every time I picked up rubbish from anywhere I saw, I was the only person ever picking up rubbish that I stumbled upon, and would take it to the bin. And I'd make a point of it, like, oh, like really voice it, like, oh my gosh, like, look at all the rubbish, like, I'll go and pick it up. And like, people would like look and like I don't know what they were thinking, probably going, what is this weirdo doing? Like, as though I'm in the wrong. And there was once where, this was in Mykonos. Mykonos was the worst. Like, that was our last stop, and absolutely gross. I would never go back. Sorry, but I would never go back to Mykonos. Although it was very beautiful, etc. I just didn't. It felt tacky, and it felt really dirty, and yeah, it was just horrible. Especially there. There was like a tiny little beach close to where these famous windmills are on. I think there's like 5 windmills. Beautiful area. I mean, I'm not saying anything bad about Mykonos, because it is a beautiful island, but like, rubbish was everywhere, and there was like 4 plastic bottles floating in the water there, where people were just sitting watching it, and I was just like, are you crazy? Like, just pick it up. Like, anything that you see, just pick up. There's a bin. There was a bin. Like, that's also what I think lacked in a lot of the islands, was bins. Although here there was a bin, because I think it was a busy promenade, and there was a lot of restaurants. It happened to be a bin. So I went in and took the plastic bottles and any other bits of plastic that I saw, and went and put it in the bin. And I was just like, guys, it just doesn't take that much, and try and avoid as much plastic as you can. It is really harming the environment so badly, and it was just, yeah, it makes me not want to visit again. Although it's beautiful country in areas where it's so obviously so busy, I would have liked to have seen water fountains in place with drinking water available, more bins, maybe active incentives in businesses trying to encourage tourists in helping to clean the local beaches, the local areas, because I have seen sort of initiatives like that in other countries, where cafes would, for example, encourage you to do that. And if you bring in a bag of rubbish that you pick up from the beach, they give you, a free coffee, a free drink, or something like that. So something like that is a bit nice, that maybe makes people want to partake in doing that. Because, yeah, it's just awful. And it was really sad, most of all. But aside from all that, we had a fantastic honeymoon. We had a very lovely time. It was very special. We enjoyed it a lot, ate amazing food, amazing seafood. And yeah, it was just a stunning trip. If you've made it this far, I really hope you enjoyed sticking with me and enjoyed seeing snippets of our lovely honeymoon. And I hope to see you all again very soon. Oh, one other thing actually, before I go, I wanted to show some of the souvenirs I got, because I did get a few things that are quite nice, and I wanted to share them. So we've decided, now that we are a married couple and obviously building life together, creating a family, etc., we want to have little traditions in place of whenever we travel to a new place. Although we have started this tradition already, but it's basically trying to collect Christmas decorations for our tree. So I went and got a cross. It's a ceramic cross that's really beautiful. I think it's going to look great, and it's obviously going to remind us of Greece. Tradition I always have with my mum is that we collect magnets, and so obviously I got a little magnet for my mum. This one was from Santorini. Yeah, I absolutely loved it. It's got the beautiful structure and architecture of the local buildings there, which is stunning. And one for me was obviously the evil eye, but in purple, which I found quite unique. And all these souvenirs, actually, apart from this one, 'cause it's from Santorini. Oh, I also got some other bits. I can't remember what else I got, but I got them from Naxos, because they were the ones that did the best souvenirs from anywhere else on the island. Not from Naxos, sorry, because this was from Paros, from a place called Handmade with Love. It's an evil eye bag where and it's beautiful. Like it's got waterproof lining, and I absolutely love it. It's going to be perfect for toiletries on my travels, and it's actually one I was looking for. So again, one thing to being sustainable when traveling is obviously not trying to buy souvenirs or just junk that you don't actually need. Oh, actually, I do remember what else I bought. Some things that we were already using. That's why I was like, what else have I bought? That's it. We're already using it. That's why they're downstairs. I'll bring them up. But yeah, going back to my point is I try not to just get anything just for the sake of it. Anything that I do buy is with an intention. I do use these things, these items. So for example, the Christmas tree, the bag, I know I'm already going to be using that. I'm okay with getting these little bits because I know that they have a purpose. But before I now really do go, I'll quickly run down to show you what else I got. Here they are. Some ceramic spoon holders. So because we're going to be moving away very soon, I bought two. One to keep for my parents, which will be this one, which we were already using, and it looks so beautiful in the kitchen. And then one for me that I'll be taking with me as well. And so yes, so these are the two things, additional things that I got, and I love them. I think they look so beautiful in the kitchen already, and yeah, they're things that make me happy when I'll be using them and it'll remind us of our trip. So yeah, that really is it. See you all next time.